always on your side. This is First Coast News at 5.
And we are following breaking news first at 5 for you tonight. An officer with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office has been arrested for capital sexual battery.
So that means that the victim is under 12 years old, just a child. On your side's Crystal Bailey joining us live with the latest details tonight. Crystal.
Well, JSO tells us that Butler is being booked at the Duval County Jail as we speak. It's pretty disturbing news. JSO detectives found an image of a little girl under the age of 12 on an electronic device that Butler uses. They cannot comment on this girl's relationship to Butler. He was a 9-year veteran who was assigned to Zone 1 here in the downtown area. Butler has resigned, although JSO says that they would have terminated him anyway. DCF is also investigating. We'll continue to bring the latest on this investigation on air and online. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks so much, Crystal. Also breaking at this hour, Vice President Mike Pence is making a stop in Jacksonville. It's planned for this week. He's going to be visiting NAS Jax on Thursday. There's no word yet on the time of his visit, but we'll keep you updated as soon as we learn some details.
More breaking news into our newsroom tonight. The U.S. House fails to override President Trump's veto related to his national emergency declaration. Both the House and Senate voted in recent weeks to terminate the president's emergency declaration on the southern border in an effort to build a wall. So that led to the president's first veto. The House was unable to get the necessary 2/3 majority required to overturn that veto. That means the president can access $8 billion for the wall, including money Congress already appropriated for other programs.
More breaking news tonight. A crash causing a big slowdown for the afternoon commute. On the left side of your screen there. This is a live look right now. You can see this. I-95 near 295. That's the 295 interchange at Dunn Avenue. We know a truck is there on its side, and patrol cars are on both sides of the interstate at this point. On the right side of the screen, you can also see how slow the traffic is going, really in both directions at this hour. So we'll keep you posted on that slowdown.
A woman has died after she crashed into a utility pole in the Sunbeam neighborhood. Police say this accident happened this morning on Shad Road. They say it's not clear what caused the car to go off the road. That woman has not been identified at this hour. But we do know that that woman's death marks the 42nd traffic homicide of this year. And this comes just 2 days after Jacksonville's 41st, where a 34-year-old woman was hit while on her bicycle.
Now, the vehicle involved in the accident has been located, but the driver is still on the run tonight. On your side's Nick Pro is looking more deeply at the amount of traffic crashes this year and one woman's advice for drivers and for pedestrians.
Well, Jeannie, that's right. Right now, I'm standing right now on Long Beach Boulevard, again, where JSO believes that woman was hit by, again, a car similar to this Kia here, about 2:30 Sunday morning. Talked to a woman that travels the stretch here of Beach Boulevard. Again, we're about kitty corner from the Wawa and behind the moving company here. And she tells me she travels this nearly every day, and she hopes this is, though a tragic, hopes this is a lesson that will have drivers stop and think.
Well, I don't want to be number 43, Nick.
Melissa McCracken just got off work. Today, she's crossing the 6 lanes of Beach Boulevard to pay some bills.
Us trying to cross the street, it's kind of hard because the red lights, you kind of seldomly get them, and when people make U-turns, you don't expect it, and then when you see them coming, you kind of either almost get hit or just wait back, and then the lights are green again.
Police are still trying to figure out what led up to a car hitting and killing a 34-year-old woman on a bicycle Sunday morning, about a mile from where McCracken crossed today.
All them people are going to pile up in that U-turn lane.
McCracken hopes drivers stop what she sees them doing on a regular basis.
A lot of people just drive, but they're looking the opposite way, seeing who's coming at them, not who they're going at.
According to Duval County numbers, there have been nearly 5,000 crashes in the first 3 months, with almost 3,000 injuries. 2 of those fatalities included cyclists such as Sunday. JSO says traffic homicide has reported to 42.
I don't think anything surprises me. It should, right?
Yeah.
It should. Wow.
Leaving McCracken racing across the street today, while hoping drivers remain on the lookout while they're behind the wheel to avoid number 43. And again, back out here live, JSO has again identified that car and is working to give us more information as it becomes available. Again, still an active and ongoing investigation. But we do want to tell you, of course, anyone information is encouraged to reach out to Crime Stoppers. We're on the south side. Nick Perot, First Coast News, on your side.
Thank you, Nick. And as Nick mentioned, there have now been 42 traffic fatalities in Duval County this year. That's according to the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. Now, statewide, there have been 621. And last year, there were more than 3,000 traffic deaths right here in Florida.
A 77-year-old man killed this morning when a pickup truck hit him. It happened about 6:30 in Middleburg at Blanding Boulevard and Palmetto. Troopers say the driver approached the intersection and while turning, struck a pedestrian in the crosswalk. The victim's name has not been released as of yet. So far this year in Florida, there have been nearly 2,200 accidents involving pedestrians. Of those 162 people killed, 10 of those fatalities have been right here in Duval County.
Jacksonville police investigating a double shooting on the west side. This happened at the Courtney Manor Apartments. Police say 2 people were shot. One of those victims only 17 years old. Both people are expected to survive. Police also taking a look at about a person found dead inside of a car. This happened last night in the Brentwood area. The cause of death has not been released, but foul play is suspected.
And on Clyde Drive, a man was found shot to death in the front yard. Jacksonville police responded to that scene about 12:30 this morning. The victim's identity still not released. We are waiting for more information from police on this case. So if you know anything that can help police in any of these cases we're talking about tonight, please do call Crime Stoppers. That number 866-845-TIPS. New information tonight about a Northwest Jacksonville fire. Officials now tell us the fire on Spotwood Road is not suspicious, but authorities are investigating anyway. A mother and her son were pulled from the burning home and rushed to the hospital. Cam Eppinger has the latest tonight.
Now, the good news in all of this is that the 3 people who were inside this home that you see behind me when the fire broke out, they're expected to survive. Still unclear what sparked this fire, and just to give you an idea of where this is right across the street from Rutledge Pearson Elementary School on the northwest side of Jacksonville. 3 people recovering after an early morning house fire Tuesday.
The main body of fire was in the front of the house and had also gotten up in the attic.
A mother, father, and adult son were inside when the fire started. The mom and son ended up trapped and were rescued by fire crews. The father tried to fight the fire on his own until crews arrived.
Like I said, the 3rd occupant was already out of the house trying to extinguish the fire with a garden hose.
The family now forced to board up the house after it suffered damage to the front door and windows.
It took a little while to extinguish the fire because we had heavy black smoke coming out every part of the house, the eaves, the doors, and the windows.
Now, the cause of this fire remains under investigation by the state's fire marshal's office. Once we learn more information, we'll be sure to pass it along to you. For now, reporting from the northwest side of Jacksonville, Cameron Eppinger, First Coast News, on your side.
Let's go over to Bradford County now. An electrical fire at the Harvey's Supermarket off of State Road 21 this morning. Firefighters tell us the fire started under the awning in front of the store. Officials shut off the main breaker and the fire went out. Authorities say the damage to the store is minimal. Moving forward, that's what JEA's rate board is doing with a pilot program for peak hour rates. So about 5,000 customers will be a part of the test set to start this summer. On your side's Alex Osiris joins us live on the east side tonight. So Alex, this model kind of looks like what people see with ride-sharing apps like Uber, right?
Think of Uber, think of Lyft. Maybe you've seen it over this weekend when March Madness was in town. You see surge pricing for rides. Well, maybe soon it'll be for your electric bill. We've covered stacking when you're using all your appliances at once, a practice that'll cost you more if using during peak times, likened to other surge pricing products. So we turned to FSCJ business professor Justin Batey to explain the real impact to customers.
If you are able to adjust your schedule and are open and flexible, then you can look towards getting the best price.
JEA rolling out a 5,000 household test of its flex pricing program this June after its rate board agreed to take it to the next step Tuesday. Think of Uber, for example. More users, fewer drivers, higher prices. Some may be willing to pay, but it's a lesson, Batey says, consumers can learn from.
It's instituted again in more places than people think.
And behaviors can change if customers know how the plan works, he says. Going back to JEA's goal, reducing strain on the grid at certain times of the day, encouraging those to spread out their usage. Utility companies across the country also looking at this model as well. But Batey says a concern to watch, some consumers could be priced out of the market when rates start moving.
That is something that happens in the private sector that may not necessarily happen with a public utility.
And coming up tonight at 6, you're looking at a parking lot now, but what it could mean for the future site of a JEA headquarters and how they plan to pay for it. I'll have that information coming up in just a little bit. We're live tonight. Alex Osiris, First Coast News, on your side.
Alex, thanks so much. Georgia Governor Brian Kemp could soon have more power to reshape the state's health system under a new bill. This measure would allow the governor to pursue Medicaid expansion to those at or below the poverty level. Opponents say the expansion could cost the state more money, though.
Tonight, the Jacksonville City Council is taking a look at projects big and small that could change the city for years to come. Among the items up for discussion at tonight's City Council meeting, the future of the Jacksonville Landing, saving homeless dogs and cats, and renovating the county jail to better accommodate inmates with disabilities. Eric Alvarez is on your side tonight to explain it all for us.
The project calls for work to be done on 7 floors of the pretrial detention center, including upgrades to 31 detention cells and 24 showers. The price tag of all of this, $900,000.
It's part of a settlement agreement with the U.S. Department of Justice, which found 64 city facilities did not meet the requirements of the Americans with Disabilities Act. The council will also vote on allowing the city to spend $18 million to reclaim the Jacksonville Landing. There are plans in the works to tear it down, but no real plan for what will go up in its place. Some smaller scale projects also have big impacts, like a proposal to set aside $350,000 for a new playground at Lonnie Miller Park in Northwest Jacksonville. And who says city council meetings can't have a bit of cute? There's also an ordinance to allow Jacksonville Animal Care and Protective Services to partner with area PetSmarts. The idea is to put city cats and dogs in Jacksonville stores to better their chances of being adopted and to free up space at the city's animal control shelter.
You can see continuing coverage of all of these bills and tonight's city council meeting tonight on First Coast News at 11 and also at firstcoastnews.com. Eric Alvarez, First Coast News, on your side.
Thanks, Eric. You probably noticed this. Gas prices keep rising here on our First Coast. The average price for a gallon of gas in Florida has climbed to $2.68 a gallon. That's up 7 cents in just a week and nearly 30 cents in the past month. But we're always out there scouting for the cheapest gas prices for you, so you can look on firstcoastnews.com and you'll find where we found some bargains.
Well, do you know someone who is making the First Coast a better place to live? If so, we want to know about them too. First Coast News is proud to bring back the 12 Who Care Community Service Awards. The awards salute and highlight local unsung heroes making the First Coast a better place to live. If you would like to nominate someone, just log onto our website, firstcoastnews.com, and click on the menu on the upper left side of the page. The deadline is April 19th. And we've received quite a few nominations, but of course we know that there are a lot more people in the community who are doing great things.
Well, think about somebody who doesn't really get a lot of recognition. This is going to be a very special evening, so go ahead and nominate them.
This is for them.
Well, cruise mishap that continues to make headlines tonight.
The nightmare at sea now under investigation, what passengers are saying and why cruise officials say they followed procedures to the highest standard.
Plus, all charges dropped today against actor Jussie Smollett. We'll have reaction from the former Empire star.